timeouts. The Eagles could have run the ball, and they would have taken up another 50 seconds left. Thus, by the time the Falcons had the ball with no timeouts, there would have only been 50 seconds left. Instead, the Eagles make a decision, a pivotal decision. They throw the ball to Saquon Barkley. Y'all are looking at the play here. 3rd and 3, a minute 50 and change, a minute 48. Saquon drops it, clock stops, essentially gives the Falcons 50 more seconds left. Shady, speak on it.
So real quick, so let's say they run the ball, right? Let's get this correct. If they run the ball now, they take it for 30 seconds, right? So,
it depends what
they have no timeout.
Let's say no timeout. So there's a minute 12.
You get it back with a minute.
Minute 10?
They get it back with
minute 10. Call it minute 10.
Okay, so
they get it back with a minute.
See, I do know that Kirk Cousins went down there and scored with under a minute. He went down there and scored under a minute, though.
Mm-hmm. His drive,
so you have no issue with
his
the
drive
play
was
call.
a minute 5.
Okay.
Game-winning drive was a minute 5.
Minute
well,
5. However you want to cut it, a minute 5, a minute is just 5 seconds, though. Right? And then everything y'all just showed on defense shows you why we should went for it and try to and win the game. Another thing is this, though, right? It's funny when I keep saying everybody, even y'all, complain about the call. The best player on the field is who? On both sides, on the Eagles and on the Vikings. Or not the Vikings, but the
Falcons.
The Falcons. The Falcons. Who's the best player on the whole field? Saquon Barkley, though, right? So if we throw that ball to Saquon 10 times, he's going to catch that ball 9 out of 10 times. I love that call. You want your best player to have the ball in his hands. They went for another time when he was short. He got the first down, but he thought he scored. His knee was down. But it was the first down. It was like 1st and goal. Same play. Same fake rollout. Hit Saquon. He gets down to the 1-yard line. It's the same thing. Okay, short yardage. We gotta get first down to win the game. They do the same exact play. He's open. It was a perfect pass. And we're talking about a 2-yard pass. We're not talking about no 15 yards. We just seen this dude last week against the Packers catch a 20-yard touchdown, right? And that was over the shoulder. So you talking about a 2-yard route. All I'm saying is Saquon Barkley is that good, and he talked about it. It's like, yo, I take blame for that, right? I should have won this game. I should have caught that ball and had a first down. I would do that play 10 times because I know Saquon Barkley would catch that 9 out of 10 times.
Issue with it, Chase?
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. At the end of the day, like Saquon and Jalen are both like, hey, it comes down to execution. But if you're the play caller right there and you're Nick Sirianni and you hear that play call come in from Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, I'm saying, whoa, let's just run it. And I got a graphic here to show you and to prove it why I believe they should have run the ball. So this is Eagles rushes when needing 3 or fewer yards Monday Night Football. Okay, 4th and 3, check. 2nd and 1, 4th and 1, 3rd and 2, 2nd and 1, 1st and 1, 3rd and 1. These are all check marks on the rushes. Okay, so if you've done it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, why not do it a 9th time? Like just hand the ball off. Yeah, and I think it plays more into a strategy standpoint of there's always that chance that a player could drop a pass. All right, so when there was a minute 43 left when that happened. When Atlanta had no timeouts, they dropped it. That clock, 40 seconds, that goes to if they run it, it goes to a minute 3 because of 40-second play clock. Then they're probably calling a timeout. They're kicking a field goal. Once you kick off, they're starting a drive with a minute 1, depending if they squib it, a minute. That drive, it matters. That drive took a minute 5. So in a quarterback's mindset in 2 minutes, you're always wondering, hey, all right, what's the situation? Anything under a minute with no timeouts, I'm telling you the stats, I don't have them, but it's just not good. Like when I was with Andy Reid, when I was with Sean Payton, we used to practice these scenarios, and you need these huge chunk plays when you're starting the drive with a minute 2, if they were to run the ball and run the clock, versus they started it with a minute 39. To me, I'm like, I don't got to be in a hurry there, so it changes the whole dynamic of that drive.
Real quick before you go, James. So we just showed all these plays on defense how and cover 2 and the rookie cornerback is taking their running back and letting the wide receiver get on top of him. So I hear what you're saying about the stats, but when we just watched the 2-minute drill, did it look easy?
I think Vic calls it completely differently if there's a minute on the clock.
Oh my God! And the next part. If I'm a team and my best player, I'm gonna get my best player the ball with a 2-yard pass, why won't we take that?
Take the chance out of it.
Take the chance out of my best player getting the ball?
Take the chance out of dropping the ball.
But here's the thing. My thought process is, at least defensively, I don't know if y'all say this on offense. Obviously, we're in the facility. We keeping it real. We call certain quick screens, now screens, et cetera, long handoffs. To me, that pass to Saquon Barkley, a long handoff. Why do I suggest that? Saquon Barkley, out of all the Eagles wide receivers on the team and their eligible receivers, he got the 2nd most catches in his career.
Come on, man.
Saquon Barkley is a wide receiver. He has a season with 91 catches in his career. Devontae Smith has 95 catches in his career. My thought process is, to me, Chase, there's chance in every play. Because you could fumble on a run play. You could drop the joint right here.
Or you get a holding call. Because you get a lot of holding calls this whole game.
Saquon to me is just as likely to fumble as he is to drop that ball.
Hold on really quick, all right? Because you guys are gamblers.
Come on, man.
Right? You guys are gamblers, and I've lost a lot of money to you up here gambling because you know your stuff, right? My wife always tells me one thing. She says, risk over reward. That's what she tells me. What's the risk over the reward? You're already in field goal range, about to go up 6 points. Hand this football off. The risk of you throwing it is greater than the reward. Hand the ball off. You know what Saquon Barkley also does? Drop the ball. He got the second most drops since 2021 from the running back spot. You know what Saquon Barkley is elite at?
Running the football.
Running the football. Run the ball. The clock. You're not, in this situation right here, Acho, because you play defense, you're not going against the Atlanta Falcons. You're going against the clock. So why are you even playing and trying to beat the Atlanta Falcons? Right? Run the ball, because that's smart football. You're going to eat the clock up. It's going to be a minute left in the game. Your calls on defense is going to be better. You're not bringing pressure with a minute left. No. You're going to sit back in zone. Why are we throwing the ball? There's no team coach choosing to throw the ball in that situation. Hand the football off. Saquon Barkley had 95 yards rushing. Let him run the ball and get his 100 yards rushing. This was a crazy, stupid play call right here. It was.
Yeah, I agree.
It was. It's not situational football. This was done by the Philadelphia Eagles. It's not situational. You're going against the clock.
James, that game's over with. A 2-yard pass.
If you run it, it is over with.
Let's be serious here, though, because
Take the risk out of it.
You talk to
I will never.
Superstar players ain't talking like this at all.
They don't make the decisions on the plays, though.
What?
They don't
The
make
game went along. Who want the ball in?
Give me the ball.
Y'all talking about a 2-yard pass?
Bruh.
You know what? I'm gonna let you do it. Y'all telling me a 2-yard pass
That he dropped.
the best player on the field can't make that.
But what does he do best, though, Shady?
This is crazy. It's laughable.
If you are the highest drafted running back
It doesn't
that the
matter.
Eagles have ever had.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because
You just said about the drop.
But if you are Chase is selection bias. He probably has the most drops of the running back because he probably has the most targets out of a running back. I just didn't have time to talk about that. But if I were to ask Andy off camera, who does research, hey, does Saquon have the most targets of any running back? Well, the person who has the most targets will probably also have the most drops. Selection bias. But with that being said, if you can get Saquon Barkley the ball wide open in the NFL with the game on the line, you take that. If we were to freeze the play before he ever had the chance to know what happened, we would all take that.
Acho,
It's Saquon.
all I'm saying is,
What you saying, James?
the situation, coach. Acho, come on, man.
The game's over with, though,
And
James.
look, at the end of the day,
Shady.
this comes down to strategy, okay? And it's all about. This is why Nick Sirianni and head coaches around the league get paid the big money, is because almost every drive in the National Football League comes down, or almost every game comes down to a 2-minute drill. All right? And I'm just telling you from a quarterback perspective, Andy Reid, you know this. There's certain plays, if the clock is at 50 seconds or less and they're starting at their own 20-yard line, these plays are not their normal plays. They're called chunk plays. They don't practice these plays. Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons, they were running their same offense because there was a minute 40 left. So think about it. If you run it and you just play the clock, they could still go down and score. It changes the strategy from defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, and it definitely changes the strategy from offensive coordinator Zach Robinson.
Let me ask you this, though, because my issue isn't about the strategy. It's not what it's about. I'm sitting here with 35 years of NFL offensive experience. There is no show more equipped to have this conversation than this show right here, right now. I got the Eagles' all-time rushing leader to my right. I got a quarterback that played 14 years to my left. I got a wide receiver that played 9 years on my far left. No show more equipped. Here's my thought process, offensive minds. Kellen Moore's job is to create space for players and put players in situational advantages. Saquon Barkley had a situational advantage. In the NFL, James, Chase, and Shady will all tell you Saquon was wide open. I agree with you, Chase, that if they do run the ball, it's a different situation. But Saquon Barkley is a $10 million running back. He has a responsibility as well, if you're wide open, to catch the ball. If no one else can attest to that, the Eagles' all-time rushing leader to my right can attest to the fact that if I'm wide open, I should catch the ball. So I agree with y'all that, hey, in the event that there's a minute left, the Falcons would play it different. I'm with y'all on that. But Saquon got to catch him. He has a responsibility.
The question is issue with the Eagles' third down play call, not issue if he should have caught it.
Can I ask you this, Chase?
So I don't like that play call.
So let's say we kick the field goal, right, and then they punt the ball off, right, and we start off from the 20-yard line, correct? Or 25-yard line, wherever.
Depending on where it goes.
Depends on
30 or the 20.
Yeah, 30 or the 20.
Eagles defense, are they going to play cover two, you think?
I think they play it way different. I think they play it quarters. I think they play two-man. I mean, you tell me, because in 50 seconds and 2 minutes, you would know more than I am in a defensive meeting. Most likely you're in prevent because they need a touchdown.
Yeah.
You're playing two.
So you're playing two, right? So
Maybe they play quarters.
Hold on, the defensive guy, you asked defensive guy.